All right, I'm here and I'm ready to talk some Tuesday night SmackDown. So let's get it going. Dunkin' Donuts Arena. That's where it came from. Show opens up with Jinder Mahal's people, the Singh brothers. They coming on out here. They've got their nice traditional Indian gear on their nice garb. They're dressed in the white. They introduce Jinder Mahal. He comes on down. Actually, Jinder Mahal looks pretty good. I'll give him this. You know what I'm saying? He's got the look. I think he's about, what, 6'4", 6'5". Clearly, he's got the body. You know what I'm saying? So he's looking good. He's coming on down there doing his thing. He runs down the American crowd as usual. Runs us all down with xenophobic people. We don't like foreigners. We don't. The usual stuff any heel would say. You know what I'm saying? So he disrespects everybody with his usual stick, you know what I'm saying? Yada, 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 yada. But now we've got the celebration coming along, kind of like last time. I think it's either like the second or third time. But as far as when the Kali was in here, I know they did it a bunch of times too. So we've got an Indian celebration coming along. And this time it's for Independence Day, which is a beautiful thing because India getting its independence from Britain, same people we got our independence from. And I was okay with that. It didn't really feel like a heel segment thing, especially when they had this Indian lady, which I forgot her name. My apologies, but she starts singing the Indian national anthem, and we start booing her, and I'm like, did we kind of forget that we got our independence from Britain? Same evil motherfuckers who colonized and kind of took over everything. Anyway, which was strange because we're booing them for all of that. All right, moving on past that, you know what I'm saying? She does the Indian national anthem, all of that stuff, yada, 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 yada. Shinsuke Nakamura comes out, and boy, was I relieved. I was like, okay, finally we can take some of this off of here because we got a foreign dude coming out here. Okay, he's like, in my country, Japan, it's a celebration day as well, and we celebrating peace and then fallen warriors, and I'm going to be a warrior at SummerSlam, and I'm going to pretty much kick your ass, basically, is what Shinsuke said. You know what I'm saying? And I'm paraphrasing that for him, all right? So we got Ric Flair is in the hospital, and that's sad. I'm sorry that Ric Flair is in the hospital, but I imagine at his age and all the wheeling and dealing and jet sailing and partying and all the Magic Mountain ride giving out he's been doing, it's bound to catch up with him. You know what I'm saying? So I hope he pulls through, and that's probably why we didn't get Charlotte on the show, and we haven't heard anything from her. So that's sad, but, best wishes to brother Ric Flair. So we come back and got Becky Lynch versus Natalya. All right, I'm a big Becky fan. I've been a Becky fan since she first debuted in NXT when she was the happy-go-lucky Irish girl. I like Natalya. I like where she's going with her character. Where she seems full of herself. Natalya believes that she's better than everybody, including her uncle Bret the Hitman Hart, who she feels like she's the better Hart. She's deliriously funny. With the Sailor Moon pigtails on the top, or cat buns, or whatever you want to call them. I like it. The dominatrix thing she's got going on there. So and it's about time Natalya gets her just due. I think she's only had the Divas belt one time. You know what I'm saying? And that was like freaking six something years ago. So let her get the women's belt, because it's not like she can't wrestle. It's not like she's not going to give us a good match. Okay, whether you like her personality or not, that's debatable. But you can't say she can't get it done in the ring. And we know Natalya can throw down and get it done. You know what I'm saying? The only female to come out of the dungeon, so we know she can get it done. All right. So I'm like I said, I'm excited about that. That's going on. And then Naomi comes on down. She does her entrance and everything, and I'm pretty sure that was just a reason to get that entrance on the show. Because why else does she need to do an entrance just to walk on down? But anyway, I like her entrance, and now she's got the kick pads and stuff on there, so she slides even further. This girl had like the raver locks in her hair, and she was just freaking going crazy with it. I like Naomi, her attitude, her personality, her ring presence, you know what I'm saying? Because she's getting a lot better in the ring. Her athleticism, you know what I'm saying? Her look, she's beautiful. It's just that she needs some microphone work, some ad-libbing help and some presence. And she's even said she needs to work on her confidence, and she's getting that, and that's what the glow is. So let's just give her more time. Maybe we can give her some more speaking roles or more opportunities so that she can develop herself, So definitely there is that I would like to see, because I am a fan of Naomi. So this match could go either way at SummerSlam. It could be Naomi, it could be freaking Natalya, whoever wins. Personally, I'd like Naomi to win. I'm partial to her. I really, really like her. But if Natalya won, it'd be okay, because she deserved it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm totally fine with that. So Becky gets beaten by Natalya with the sharpshooter. And then Natalia doesn't want to let go of the sharpshooter, she does, and then she goes and puts it back on, and then Naomi comes on up in there, and then just makes her scamper along, you know what I'm saying? She's like skedaddle, she gets on out of there, and Natalia retreats and is like, at SummerSlam, I'm going to take the belt. Now it makes me wonder, what are we going to do with Becky Lynch? Because I like her, and that's that's the first SmackDown Women's Champion. Her and Charlotte are considered valuable commodities, really valuable commodities. And I definitely don't want to see these girls miss out on the show. So please find something to do with Becky Lynch and Charlotte. All right? That's all. So we got Lana and Tamina backstage, where Lana is in her power get-up gear, like she's about to start managing for Rusev, and obviously Rusev ain't around, so I'm figuring that Lana's going to start managing for Tamina, who needs it. She's like, look, with my presence and microphone skills pretty much, and your, beat 'em upness and your kick-ass Samoanness, you know what I'm saying, we can have you as a champion, so pretty much Lana is going to be managing Tamina. And I don't know what's going to go with that. I mean, Tamina's decent in the ring, you know what I'm saying? She's a super kicking people's heads off, splashing all over the place, you know what I'm saying? But other than, she's not much on that microphone. That's all I can say about that one, you know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much that right there, We got Rusev versus Chad Gable, and I thought this was going to be another, because their match was last week or the week before last, Rusev versus Chad Gable, that was a pretty damn good match. I mean, that was like brawling, that was wrestling in there. I mean, that was a good, solid match. And yes, Rusev won in it, but the way Chad Gable came out, he came out looking pretty damn strong and pretty damn good, if I may say so myself, and I do say so, okay? So I'm thinking this is going to be, as Jim Ross would say, this is going to be a barn burner, right? No, after about 3 minutes or so, Chad gets in some decent offense, the overhead belly on a dude that's 305 pounds, about 130 kilos, 306 pounds, He goes and they get the double count out, the disqualify. Technically, it's not a disqualification, because putting a dude through the table probably would have been a disqualification. Putting your submission hold on top of a guy on top of the table. I don't know why they do that. I guess that's just for added emphasis, but to make it seem like the elevation does more. So Rusev puts the accolade on top of Chad Gable. Rusev puts the accolade on Chad Gable on top of a table. There we go. All right. So I guess a double count out then. If not since it's not a disqualification, double count out. Then he goes to get back in the ring, and he's like, Randy, RKO. Randy, RKO. I mean, like that camera angle panning in was pretty good, so I knew something was going on there. Like when you saw that, it just shifted right tight, nice and tight, right into Rusev's face, so I already knew something was going down there. Randy comes in, Ace cuts the hell out of that dude. Just chops him down, just like Finney, just chopped him down. Like, wow, okay. Usual Randy Orton gloating pose. Then he scampers on the way too. He's like, I got better things to do. Like RKO my own kids. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go look up Randy Orton, and he RKO's his son in the pool. His son's about to jump in, and he's just like, and then he just RKO's him. The son wasn't even asking for it. He's like, I'm just gonna jump in the pool and enjoy myself. It's a beautiful day out here. La la la. Goes to jump in. Randy Orton RKO's his own kid into the pool. It's just like, damn, Randy, you're vicious. Like he said, he would RKO Jinder's mom, his grandmother, his father, his family. He's gonna RKO Jinder's family. He's gonna go to India and RKO Jinder's family. Yeah, Randy's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So now we got freaking AJ Styles. He's preparing to issue his apology to Shane McMahon, and then of course, he comes on out there. Shane McMahon comes on out there. They're going there back and forth. Shane, AJ's all like, look, man, that was an accident. I didn't mean to do it to you. You know what I'm saying? At the heated moment. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't mean to do that, right? And then Shane was like, you don't even gotta apologize. It's water under the bridge. It's all right. You know what I'm saying? Don't even worry about it. But if it happens again, we're gonna have some problems, you and I. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh, okay, he's letting it be known. And then we got Kevin Owens coming out, and then I love me some Kevin Owens. So, boom, man, that Kevin Owens coming out. He's trying to, obviously, he's trying to play the field to his advantage. He's all trying to butter up to Shane McMahon. He's trying to shake his hand and everything. And Shane's like, nah, man, you can't shake my hand. You know what I'm saying? Going over here and shake AJ's hand. AJ ain't want nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying? But like Shane also said too, if you hit me, I'm going to hit back. They're going to be none of this disqualification BS. So once you go to hit me, and you put hands on me, I'm going to put them hands right back on you. So I'm like, okay. I could deal with that. All right, so Shane's gonna be a tough referee. Now I don't know if he's gonna screw anybody because obviously Shane McMahon has the history of screwing over everybody. You know what I'm saying? So I have no idea of what's going down with that. But Kevin Owens accidentally super kicks Shane McMahon in the face. You know, because obviously last week he accidentally AJ Styles accidentally Pele kicked him, but then Kevin is selling it too. You know, he's got the surprise like, oh my goodness, I didn't mean to do this. Oh man, I've lost my one up chance that I was gonna have going into the pay per view because I was gonna be like, well, AJ hit you, I never touched you the whole time, you know, and I was gonna try to work that angle over on Shane, but now you done super kicked him, you know, and Shane probably isn't even mad because he figured Kevin didn't do it on purpose, but like he said, if you do this to me this Sunday, I'm gonna kick your ass. And this is amazing. Like Shane, he's no, y'all see him doing in the MMA training and whatnot. The size of him, you know what I'm saying? Shane's a good 6'3", 250, solid muscle. And y'all see him in them cut up shirt. That brother is solid muscle. He ain't playing around. He told Kevin and AJ, I beat the brakes off of y'all if y'all put your hands on me. Now if you don't, I'm willing to comply normally. You know how he is. He keep it cool until things break out. You know. And I do respect that about Shane for that, you know what I'm saying? That guy, him and Daniel Bryan, they really are freaking fair about that, you know what I'm saying? And we're moving on. Now we got the New Day. Ah, man, oh man, the New Day. I really liked the New Day, and I still partially like them. I just think a lot of the shtick and the stuff that they do is a little bit over the top. I would like to see them be a little more serious, take things more seriously, but they know their position backstage. They know what they bring to the table, so they don't have to feel like they need to take it seriously or that they have to turn it up, because I want to see that just a little bit more. Like there's really no aggression or anything from them. These guys in their unicorn this and their bright colors that, their rainbow this, they're skipping around, and perhaps maybe that's why the Usos got the belt taken off of them, because they were hitting hard with a lot of the stuff that they were saying. You know, whether it was last week or the week before that, they beat them up. They were like, why are we supposed to be afraid of them? Or a bunch of grown men skipping down to the ring with unicorns and questionable antics. And that's really a valid point. These are grown men here wearing all these colors and whatnot and shaking their booty and whatnot. At times, it does get to be just a little bit too much, you know? So I'm like, maybe you can kind of just scale it back just a little bit, New Day. You know what I'm saying? Just a little less of the shucking. You know what I'm saying? That's about it. But I mean, I really do. I do like them, and I like that they've been given a chance. But I'd like to just see them, just like I said, just be a little more aggressive. You know, you don't always have to wear the bright colors. They came out that one week and they had on just like regular, I think, burgundy sweatpants, and they was kicking ass. And I thought it was fucking spectacular. You know, that was when they had all beat up on the New Day. It was like all. Excuse me, that was when all the New Day, all three of them, beat up on the Usos. And I was like, okay, they had the chairs and everything. I thought that was pretty good. You know, I'm like, all right, okay. Now, the New Day might actually, I feel like they might actually cheat, because the New Day does do a lot of heel stuff. And that first time when, if I may, go off track for a second and go back to the first time that the New Day and the Usos fought, when they got into the disqualification match. Think back to that. Remember when the New Day won via the disqualification because the Usos walked off, right? They took their belts and walked away. Now, during that match, I noticed Xavier several times would try to run distraction against the Usos, but nobody comments on that. I'm like, that's technically kind of like a heel thing to do. Like, it's three of y'all and you're still using Xavier, or somebody was being the distraction. Yeah, I think it was Xavier that was at that time, because they didn't use. He wasn't wrestling at that time. Then the next couple of times he was wrestling, and that's when they won. But yeah, he was the distraction. And I'm like, so how come the Usos have never played in like the New Day's antics and whatnot? Like, we walk away because we don't trust you guys. And that's a 3-on-2, and I really feel like that the New Day might take advantage of the third man. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's probably why they didn't do a hardcore match, because after all of this beating up, usually when you beat up on a team like that, like they jumped them backstage and then they kept beating them up, right? Then you saw next week, and then they had with the chair. Usually the climax from that, right? You have 1 week of hardcore and another week of hardcore. Usually the climax is like, okay, so what are we gonna do now? All right, let's make it like a hardcore match or something. And they didn't do that because I was worried, okay, man, the New Day's got 3 people. What's to stop the New Day from just ganging up on the Usos if they know they can get away with it and they know disqualification match? Yeah, so I really feel like the Usos might lose this Sunday, because some shady antics. I want the Usos to win so badly. I love the way the Usos have come along. Like, we don't really have a heel bad team, like bad team in the Usos. They really fit that bill, man. And the fact that Daniel Bryan keeps trying to join them and they're bad guy is freaking hilarious. Like, Daniel Bryan doesn't even care that these dudes is bad. You know what I'm saying? I've seen it on the Talking Smack. He's tried to join them, and then backstage he's still trying to join. It's just hilarious. Thank you, Daniel Bryan, for still having so much personality and all of that good stuff. So Usos is fighting the New Day. They pick up the victory, which saddened me because usually by WWE's booking, if you win on the go home show, you usually lose at the pay-per-view. And I really don't want the Usos to lose. I want them to win so badly. Please bring it to the New Day, because all the New Day is going to do, just think about this. If after the Usos, who else is New Day going to fight? Do you really think WWE is going to let them fight Breezango, right? Do you think they're going to let the face tag team versus the face tag team? You know what I'm saying? See? So I don't know. Who are they going to fight? The Ascension? They don't even seem like bad guys anymore. You know? They just seem like they're coming off as posers who act like that way, but they don't really act like that. So we dress like we're crazy and stuff, but we're really not. We're really sensitive, loving guys. That's how the Ascension is coming off now. So what bad team do we have on SmackDown that could challenge the Usos that could challenge the New Day after the Usos has been defeated at SummerSlam? Like, honestly, I really can't think of a bad guy team that we have. So I want the Usos to win. All we've got is nothing but good teams on there. So please, let the Usos win. They deserve this. You know what I'm saying? And then speaking of Fandango, obviously up next, you got that Twin Peaks thing, and I'm just wondering what is going on here. Even these guys is like, look, we're making it up as we're going along. Or he said, what do people think we're making up as we're going along? And I'm like, oh goodness, with the whole anal probing and this, and I'm just, I don't know what's going on. It really does seem like some people like it. They think it's funny. I'm like, oh, okay. It would be more funny to me if I understood where it was going, what its end game was as well. Because every time I go to tune in, I'm like, okay, we're gonna find out what's going on. We don't find out what's going on. We don't know what the payoff is. So hopefully this payoff is gonna actually be a bad guy team, because other than the Usos, I seriously cannot think of a bad guy team. And you can't sit here and say Primo and Epico, because they are injured. One of them is injured, and they're not going to be on the show for at least 4+ months. So we don't know Primo and Epico. We just got the Usos. Even Mojo Rawley and Zack Ryder, they're good. All of the teams I mentioned, they're all good. So we have no bad guy teams other than the Usos. It's almost like the Usos, they have to win, or if they lose, they're gonna probably contend again, and that's how I feel about that. Now Tyler Breeze and this Fandango thing, I just don't know the end game, but I like Tyler Breeze and Fandango. I really do. It would be nice if Tyler Breeze could just stop dressing up all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't always have to dress up as ladies all the time, Tyler. And it would be nice to see them actually wrestle. When was the last time we saw Tyler Breeze and Fandango wrestle? Yeah, it's because they don't have no bad guy teams to fight other than the Usos. I think that was the last time they fought, right? It was against the Usos, right? Okay. Anyway, moving on. Now we got the Jinder Mahal versus John Cena, and they're touting, like Tom Phillips was like, "Well, this is the biggest match ever in SmackDown. The biggest match ever." Wasn't John Cena fighting freaking Shinsuke Nakamura just last week? Personally, I feel like that Shinsuke Nakamura John Cena match was way better. Way bigger. Okay? That's all I'm going to say about that. Now, another thing I have to ask. Roman Reigns, John Cena, and Randy Orton, I noticed, are people that when they come out, they always come out last. Now, I'm not sure why that is. Especially with John Cena and Randy Orton. Like, for example, Jinder Mahal is the champion. Now, usually the champion comes out last. He can take his time because he's a champion. Like, I don't have to be rushed out. I have no reason to come to the ring. I'm the champion. You wait. That's fair point. That's the champion's advantage. You come out there and wait on the champion. But I noticed with Roman Reigns and John Cena, they make you wait on them. And that's pretty odd. And I'm like, Jinder, you're going to be the champion? Let Jinder act and feel and flow like the champion, even to a John Cena. I want to see John Cena even show respect to him, not because necessarily he likes Jinder Mahal, but because he respects the belt. to go, you know what, you're right. I'm not bigger than the WWE belt. The champion should come out last. I should come out first, and I should have to wait for the champion to come out and grace us because he has won that right. Okay? So anyway, they get into the match. You know, it was nothing really to write home about. You know, it was lots of hard hitting and whatnot. You knew John Cena was going to somehow win, or it was going to be a disqualification, one or the other, because Jinder Mahal is not no darn AJ Styles or Shinsuke Nakamura, and he's damn sure ain't beating no John Cena. All right. So we knew that was going to happen already before the match even started. I was like, how is it? I'm thinking to myself, how is John Cena going to win, or how is it going to be a disqualification so that John Cena doesn't win? You know, and then he goes to put him with the AA. Jinder kicks out of the AA, surprisingly, but I guess not so surprisingly because everybody kicks out of the AA, which is now why John Cena has to do 2 AAs, and then if you're AJ Styles, he's got to do darn 3 plus AAs. You know what I'm saying? So now he's ready to do an avalanche AA or super AA from the top rope. He does it, goes to pin freaking Jinder Mahal, and I'm like, oh man, he may actually, you know what I'm saying? Here comes Baron Corbin. You know, Baron Corbin comes in at like the last second to where it's like 2 and 3, 4. I'm like, okay, so this is how it's going down. Baron Corbin comes in last minute, you know, knocks both of them, bludgeons them in the head with the briefcase. It's like, blah, blah, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? Then he goes on out of there. He's walking up the ramp, and I have no idea who, with the writing or why they change it up like this, but you got to ask yourself. Seriously, think about this. I have seen Carmella, I can think off the top of my head, right? At least 10 times. Now we can all go back and check this Vita footage. I've seen Carmella remind us, the viewers at home, that she's Money in the Bank at least 10 times, and at least tell Naomi that she's coming for her, she's coming for her, she's coming for her, she's the champ, and she waves that briefcase around. How many times have you seen Baron Corbin wave that briefcase around to Jinder Mahal since he got the Money in the Bank? It doesn't matter if he goes, hey, well, Jinder Mahal was in another feud with Randy Orton, so they couldn't interact. Well, he's the Money in the Bank. He can interact with whoever he wants. He has that right to do so. But when did you ever see him just lurking in the shadows like, hey, Jinder, you better watch it. I've got this Money in the Bank. So it was an afterthought, and it made me wonder, what the heck were they doing with Baron in the first place? He doesn't even tout it around. He doesn't even show it off the way Carmella and usual Money in the Bank people. Damian Sandow showed up to the point where he had his own freaking custom briefcase. Remember freaking Cody Rhodes? You know what I'm saying with that? Yeah. And Dolph Ziggler, same thing. They were so, and Seth Rollins specifically, and all the emphasis was on the briefcase and whatnot. Like you knew they had it. Like there was a focal point. Like they have this briefcase. It is important. Like what they're doing with Carmella. She has this briefcase. It is important. They didn't do that with Baron Corbin, so you knew something had to be up. If you search your heart of hearts at home and you're like, I can't believe they did this, why would they do this, this is crazy, you know, and then WWE's gonna go, well, somebody had to lose the Money in the Bank, you know, people can't win them all and whatnot. And I think it's a lot more than that. It's not that they can't win it all. It's a matter of what caused them to change their opinion on him. What did he say to piss people off? Because don't use something like the Money in the Bank that is so precious just to put it on somebody and then just take it away because you lose faith in the guy. You know what I'm saying? Because you look at the setup and the build compared to all the other previous Money in the Bank people and ask yourself, how much touting was Baron Corbin doing with that belt? When did you, that belt, I guess you could call it a belt, but that briefcase, how often did you feel like, man, at any moment, Baron could come out and he could just screw over Jinder Mahal? He didn't. So when his opportunity came, it seemed like they wrote it so that he wasn't even barely thinking about it. Like, I'm not even thinking about the briefcase. Oh, wait, I can actually do a cash-in. After like 3 minutes, he's walking up the ramp, then he's like, I can do a cash-in. And then he goes to do the cash-in. You know, Mike Yo's like, you know, they got to be reluctant about, are you sure? Are you sure? They got to ask 5,000 times. Okay, so he goes to cashing in, you know. Then the camera's panned onto his face, which I really wish they wouldn't, or he would have just not made it look so obvious that he sees Cena, because it would have been more shocking that, oh my goodness, Cena comes up to the top and then he comes to distract him, versus like now it looks like, hey bro, you knew Cena was there the whole time. Why didn't you just go and kick him down while the ref was attending to Jinder to make sure that he was standing? So while the ref was taking the 10 to 15 seconds to attend to Jinder, that was 10 to 15 seconds that you could have used to put Cena back down, while you then went and hit the end of days onto Jinder Mahal for the win. First problem that I had, okay? He was looking at Cena and didn't do anything. Second problem that I had was Jinder Mahal was just in a 15-minute match and received 2 AAs, but somehow received enough strength to sprint across the ring and pin the 6'8" Baron Corbin down without him being able to kick out of a sloppy roll-up. Not like a Mahi Straw cradle, not a schoolboy. You know what I'm saying? Nothing like a sunset flip into a pin, right? Oh, those are all good pin combo. We talking about a regular, basic Kelly roll-up, right? He couldn't kick out of that. And number 3, why would John Cena stop Baron Corbin from winning the belt and then making it for the title this Sunday? Because he's gonna fight Jinder Mahal. He's gonna fight Baron Corbin this Sunday. Well, then it would have been for the title. John, let him win, and then you can get him to put the title on the line because you're John Cena. Use your clout. They'll make the title match for you, just like they give you everything else, John. I mean, even you've said that. When Daniel Bryan came out and was like, "Hey, John, you can't just come out here and make your matches." John was like, "Well, I didn't know that. It usually work like that." So I'm like, "Yeah, John, why can't you just go and say, hey, this is gonna be for a title match, Baron? You just wanted, bam." John is coming up here to distract him and do something like, John, why would you do that, John? You don't need to do that, But anyway, Baron loses his Money in the Bank. He's sitting there looking like an idiot. Meanwhile, I'm over here noticing. I noticed something, and I'm like, I don't know what they're gonna do here, or if they're gonna bring this up. I seriously don't. But Jinder Mahal's foot was under the rope. I don't know if he's going to have a dispute, because remember with Lana, they didn't intend for it to go that long. But then a lot of the fans was tweeting like, hey, looked like a piece of Lana's shoulder was up. And then they did something with the Lana, you know what I'm saying? Or with the shoulders up. And they've been doing that before, with the rules. Oh, a shoulder is up with this or that. And as you know, you can't pin with the body part under the rope, whether you're the person doing the pin or whether you're the person getting the pin. Now, if enough people point that out to Baron Corbin, maybe he might get that back, because the ref should not have initiated the count if Jinder Mahal's foot was under that rope, which is very, very true. He should not have. Now, if they do bring that up, if enough people bring it up, that is a fair rule that would then have to be looked at no differently than, oh, well, Kevin Owens' shoulders weren't down, so how can you do the pin then? It would negate the pin. There's no pin to do if my shoulders never touch the floor. Same thing with that. There's no pin to do, ref, if my foot, once the ref sees, foot on the rope, the ref stops and he's like, look, I can't do anything. So the ref wouldn't even have initiated it if he would have saw that. So that's what I got to say about that. I did notice that, and I'm not even the biggest Jinder Mahal fan, and I'm like, well, his foot was under the rope. You think they're going to do anything about that? And then I looked online, and I started seeing there were more people who did notice this. There were more people who were like, hey, Jinder's foot was under the rope. So clearly it was not me. People did put that, so I don't know if that's going to be some kind of ammunition that Baron Corbin could possibly use. But as of right now, Baron Corbin is out of the Money in the Bank. And it's sad because I had a lot of high hope and faith for Baron Corbin. I watched him on the Breaking Ground. I've watched him. I followed him since he came into NXT. I am a Baron Corbin fan. I have watched him get better and better daily. He has gotten a lot better. And just to see this happen because he probably said some things on Twitter, because in this overly politically correct world, you can't say anything. Heel characters can't even maintain heel characterness. Like, he can't basically maintain kayfabe. Like, if I was a bad guy, okay, and I went onto Twitter and started saying bad things, and I'm not talking about highly offensive things, racist things, anything like that. I mean, just like talking heelness to people. Apparently you can't do that. And Baron Corbin was supposedly on there talking heelness, and maybe that's what did it out, And that's a shame that you can't be yourself, He's a bad guy. Let him go be a bad guy. He's going to say some things. Was it offensive? Was it to the point where it was like, oh, shocking? No, it wasn't. Okay. So then let him say it. It's all right. Just let these characters grow. Stop stifling them so much, because everything has, you've got dollar signs here and you've got dollar signs there and whatnot. I mean, I really